The challenges for companies in international management are very broad. If we look from an intercultural perspective, we can see that the cultural differences still present a major challenge for multinational organizations and especially for the people working in these multinational organizations. To start the discussion, I always like to give one example, which is about penguins. Penguins playing golf in a snow area, and they play with red golf balls. And now they ask each other, can you imagine that in other parts of the world they play with white golf balls? From this question, you can see that as soon as you change your context, you also recognize what is typical for your own context and what is different in a different context. And for me, this is the starting point in intercultural management. Knowing what is typical about yourself, for example, about a German, a typical German, whoever is a typical German, yes, and to recognize how are other persons different with respect to their cultural background. Intercultural management gives us dimensions, gives us knowledge how to recognize what are the important differences between various cultures, various nationalities. So it is important to know something about culture, but this is not enough. We also have to decipher what certain behaviors mean. We need to find out why do people behave in a different way than we behave ourselves. We need to explain that, and only then we can act in a very effective way also in an intercultural context. All of this is intercultural competence. Now, what we are talking about is intercultural leadership. This means we need to use this knowledge to be able to influence employees, our workforce, to reach the goal that we want to reach, even in an intercultural context, which is very, very complex. What does it mean? We need to motivate people. For motivating them in a different context, we need to know what their values are. We need to know how to manage intercultural processes in negotiations. We need to know how to lead a multicultural team, and we need to know how to solve conflicts, which emerge every once in a while in intercultural management. In addition to that, what we need to do, if we want to take care of our personnel, we need to manage the careers of our international managers, which means we have to provide them with international experience, with language knowledge, in order to enable them to build global identities.